Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Beyond the Gates. This is week October 13th through the 17th. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe, and you can leave your comments below. Now, let's get into these week's episodes. Okay, y'all. So we already know there was finally a big plot twist that was revealed to us that I have questions about. Maybe I shouldn't be so critical, but it's just like, really? How did we get here, though? That's my biggest question out of what was revealed last week. Um, let's just start with Shanice and Derek. As Shanice and Derek are going through therapy, Shanice is overjoyed that Derek was able to move his leg. And as he was about to go talk with Ashley, Ashley was talking with the one with Andre and also with Alex. This was that woman that was pregnant, and both Ashley and Andre delivered the children, that baby, and that was supposed to be this bond between them two. I still don't understand how Andre and Ashley are connected. No, I don't think that I'm being biased because this is a white black situation. I'm just not getting it. I'm not getting where Andre has feelings. Could I see Ashley? Yes, because it seems like Ashley's used to this particular type of life. She always plays it safe, plays it common, and it's not really right. And that's something that's more appealing to him. I'm not getting his draw. I guess Ashley is just more somebody that he thinks is rooted, but he's not really expressing that. So it's like, okay, whatever. Um, so when he's witnessing this, Derek is, um, instead instead of telling Ashley what was going on, he ended up was marking his territory in front of the Alex woman and informed her that Andre was married. So I guess there was a conversation about possibly them two, but then no, about Ashley and Andre, but no. It was just like, no, he's a kept man now, but whatever. Um, Leslie was quite involved this week. We'll get to her in just a second. Um, Donnell. Donnell wanted Joey to back off as Donnell was quitting college so that he could take care of his mom. I don't know how Vanessa's going to really feel about that. I mean, are you about to leave your sister there? I don't think that that's cool. But anyways, Joey offered Donnell a job, and Donnell said didn't want to work at Lakeview because Doug had lived his last moments there. Like, why would you even think to do that, Joey? That is so dumb. Um, Vanessa defended Joey to Nicole, only for Joey to break up with her to keep Donnell from finding out that they were together. However, Joey accepted that Vanessa wanted to stay with him. Of course, he would manipulate, acting like he's stepping down, and Vanessa don't even know how manipulated she is being, but whatever. I guess she will find out at some point. Um, Vanessa also asked Randy not to tell anyone about her relationship with Joey. Obviously, this is going to blow up in her face, and we're going to see where that will lead her. uh, Andre and Danny. Now, as we left off last week, Danny had asked a question. Do you want to stay in this marriage or not? I think they actually both of them asked each other, "Do you want to stay?" Gave them some time to decide, and then they were supposed to come back together and tell each other what their decision is. Andre considered Danny's offer to let him out of their marriage as they implored. What did I say? I'm sorry. Oh, as Haley implored Andre to keep Danny away from Bill. And I'm like, why? Shouldn't he be yours, Miss Haley? I mean, you're the one that stole him in the first place, so you can't keep the thing that you stole. Danny gave Bill a sentimental birthday gift. That was also going on this week. After which, Bill kissed her. And guess who was standing in the wings? Haley. Andre observed Danny's less than enthusiastic reaction to his announcement that he wanted to stay married to her and wondered if Danny had been hoping to be free to pursue Bill. But Danny expressed a sincere desire to work on her marriage to Andre and invited him to move in with her. And also, Pamela thought that Andre would make an excellent model for her and Danny's agency. There was another funny moment that we really got from Miss Ronnie Rose, who plays Chelsea. She comes back to the home thinking that she was going to get all of this designer clothes from Danny's closet. And she's just can't believe what's happening. She's about to have a heart attack. However, Andre kind of did convince Danny that to give away some of that stuff. And of course, she starts blaming him for that. But it's just the humanitarian part of Andre that's making him go, okay. Danny to make all these decisions. So that was a funny moment to see. I liked it. Now, Leslie. And then we're going to get back to Miss Haley. Of course, Ted and June seem to be getting close. We find out a little bit, well, they find out a little bit later about who each other really are. Leslie saw June being friendly with Ted and warned June to stay away from him. I said, look, I'm for June and Leslie because you got crazy and also another crazy. And you say, oh, don't say that. At least somebody that literally was on the streets. You think that they're about to handle some, you think that these folks, or that particular person, is just going to handle any type of whatever against Leslie? Oh, no. Oh, no. My money's on June against Leslie. Even though Leslie's saying that I'm scarier than anything that you may have dealt with before. Leslie, no. The thing that is so odd to me, and that's what I hate that I'm getting Leslie's background, but then at the same time, Leslie, if you were just this power mover and shaker and such a manipulator, you stayed with the man that you call basically a bum, and then went and blew through his insurance money when he passed away. It took you over 20 plus years to come back and claim your man. I don't know. It's so weird to see that she's just this mastermind at manipulating people. I don't get it. I don't get it. But June stood her ground, unafraid of Leslie's threats. So again, bring that on. I'm ready for that match. Nicole scoffed when Leslie claimed that she and Ted were living under the same roof. When Leslie implied she would target Kat for going after Eva's man, Thomas, Nicole promised she'd be ready to defend her daughter. That was something that I had a little bit of a problem with Nicole. Like, Nicole, if you don't retch around and choke the life out of this woman, like actually do the job that you started last week or a few months ago, threatening your child is not some type of easy thing. No, a mama would have, Mama Bear, Black Mama, all that would have popped out. And it just seemed like I always have to think about Nicole. Well, Nicole's Nicole. Nicole is always processing things. She came out of character and she instantly regretted it. So it's like, of course, she's thinking about how in the bubble Nicole is, how logical thinking she is, therapist Nicole. At the same time, you should have pulled out all of her straightened hair, in my opinion, for even thinking about threatening. No, whatever. Ted and June, they were surprised to learn that they were connected to how they were connected to Samantha and Tyrell. I don't know if I may have went over my notes, passed over my notes, but again, Samantha's going to June about a problem with her boyfriend. I think his name is Tyrone. I think it is. Later on, Leslie's back at the apartments. This lady done put on her old waitress outfit. She looked a mess. It's one of those old cute little outfits that you would wear, but it wasn't befitting for a middle-aged woman. It's not me age shaming, it's just the truth. Like Leslie. She thought that this was a way to pull him back in. And man, You got to do all of this and you still ain't got him for real? Okay. Ted rebuffed Leslie. As Leslie maneuvered Ted onto his desk, a lot of that stuff is cringe. Of course, a man can't do that to a woman. Kat ended up catching them in that compromising position and ended up berating Ted, who maintained his innocence. However, you don't stop this girl for nothing. Later on, you finally slammed the door in her face. I said, thank you. Well, he didn't slam it, but he shut the door in her face. At the country club, Eva caught on to Leslie's plan to try to push her and Thomas together. Thomas suggested that Eva date someone else to discourage Leslie, but Eva doesn't think that it would work. Well, next week, Jacob's brother is coming to town. And Eva is now going to be smitten by him. Meanwhile, with Kat, they go out to dinner and all that. She's doing all the flirting and setting up everything for them to eventually have sex. They go up to the room. He has a blindfold on. She takes it off and she starts stripping. And then he starts getting undressed. And she's coming up with creative ways to kind of spice things up for them to have sex. And all I can just say, I've already called her a bird, but it's like, for a virgin, I don't understand. The virgin got to come up with all of these ways. I mean, now she's not a virgin, but she has to come up with all these ways because he was also feeling a certain type of way still because of when Kat said that he was bad in bed. It just seems so. Why is a new person having to come up with all these ideas to try to spice things up to please this dude who is experienced? That don't make sense to me. Can y'all make sense of that? Am I tripping? That is so weird to me. So she strips and then jumps into his arm, and I guess they're gonna make mad passionate love all of a sudden. That's not how it works. Unless y'all, if this is new age stuff, let me know. But that's not how it works, y'all. Trust me. Our good guys, Smitty. Smitty continued to worry about Joey calling in his marker with Martin and remained worried in regards to June's involvement in Samantha's life. I think it is going to be a problem. People are like, oh, we can't hold her to her past judgments. She's not even supposed to be around these children. It was closed for a reason, Naomi and Jacob. And everybody's like, give her a chance, give her a chance. No. She even knew the stipulations. It's only by grace that she's getting any type of involvement with this person. I did have in my notes, but since I can't remember right now, or I didn't remember, or I can't see it. Well, I think we'll get to it, but I might as well do it. Because there's a part where Jacob and June, okay, they talk. Yeah, June guided Samantha through a problem she was having with Nathan. It's not Tyrone, it's Nathan. And then also told Jacob that he would be a good dad. He's telling her some business, his personal business in regards to that. And then Jacob ended up asking, who is the father of Tyrell and Samantha? But June would only say that that man was gone. Sounded to me as a little bit of some pimp prostitute action going on here. But I don't know. I cringe at this. For me being a part of being fostered and also an adoption system, I know this is a soap opera, but it's just, I don't like how everything's turning out. June could be June. I just don't understand how June went on the street and had all these issues and all that. Now she's clean all of a sudden just because now she's seen her children. That don't make any sense. You have this, what is it? Suspend beliefs, suspend reality or something like that. I learned that off of watching Talkville. They are going over old episodes of Smallville. The guy that played Lex Luthor and Clark Kent. But anyway, Smitty ended up arranging for a surprise vow renewal for him and Martin. Only a few people could make it. It was Ted, Nicole, Um, Kat couldn't make it because she wanted to spend time with her dude. So whatever. It was impromptu, anyways. So they ended up renewing their vows. Um, while there, I guess that they had just received their divorce decree. Ted tried to use the reunion of his son and son-in-law as a means of convincing Nicole to reunite with him. So I guess they are divorced now. I'm not for sure if they are, but whatever. But Nicole held firm, as she has been, but she was affected a lot seeing Smitty and Martin reconnect to each other, and she heard the vows and she ran out. Nicole ended up at Ted's apartment, well, hotel room. Leslie is there, and she sees Nicole go to Ted's room. Ted is also there. They ended up embracing. It looked like we're finally getting some type of breakthrough between Ted and Nicole. And then all of a sudden, Miss Leslie pulls the alarm down. I said, that heifer. However, right now I'm not rooting for them. I was rooting for them, but I need a whole lot more if I'm going to root for Ted and Nicole. Now, let's get back to Haley, because that's the juiciest part of this week. Haley, after seeing Danny and Bill, we finally see that heifer for who she is. And she ended up raging to her cousin Randy that it was their time to take Bill for everything he had. Meaning, all along, Bill has been a mark for her. She's never been in love with Bill. And I said, Lord, she just wants to drain him financially. And we're finding out that Haley has done this multiple times to other men. Randy proposed that she just empty the college fund account and leave town. And she said, no. I've been thinking about a plan. Oh, we find out that Randy and Haley are cousins. I said, oh, okay. Okay. Haley decided that she wanted Bill dead. I said, Lord Jesus. She started thinking about that when Bill had his first stroke. I don't know, y'all, but let me just finish everything from that story. So that she can collect on his $10 million life insurance policy. I said, Lord Jesus. So Randy started working on procuring a untraceable poison so that it would look like Bill died of natural causes. Haley decided to go a little bit more rogue, and she spiked Bill's birthday cupcake with a poison of her own. I said, now we're getting to some fun, juicy soap opera plots. That's what we love. That's what we love. However, someone else bit it. But before we get there, Naomi and Danny, they spoke. And Naomi's going through every logical thing in her head as to why she should not have any children. And Danny's there as a sounding board. And also to say, girl, what? The things that she built in her head about, oh, well, you didn't really get to live your life, blah, 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 blah. No. Danny was like, no, don't rest on me and what I had going on. All of these were my choices and all that. And no. Was it last week or maybe this week? When Danny was like, look, I'm one of the ones that made motherhood look good on my block. So don't worry about what I did and all of that. I'm grateful and I'm blessed to have the both of you, you and Chelsea. So then she was thinking that Danny would be able to help her with hopes of becoming a mother. Somehow she just thinks if she is a mother, she will not be able to be a great lawyer. Again, we have not seen her try one case. And I would love to see that. We just ain't seen it. She ended up telling Jacob to back up off of her in terms of trying to sway her. She starts talking with Ashley and trying to get advice from her. Don't know why she wanted to go to Ashley. That's quite ditzy concerning her own life, even though she's so, anal about certain things. Her love life and relationships. No. Anyways, Naomi asked Ashley to administer a proper hospital test to refute or verify the results of her home test that she had taken. Maybe there's nothing to really worry about. And probably I would have done that before you started freaking out on everybody about I don't want to be a mother, I don't want to be, I don't. That was never the plan. Maybe that. And I also I don't want in this day and age, I just don't want anyone to feel pressure to try to have a child that they don't want. The child deserves better, and you deserve better if that's not what your choice is, or yeah, if that's not what your desire is. Instead of bringing somebody in here that you're going to resent, no, no. So yeah, that was about it for this week. I think I went through everything, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, Haley is in Kill Bill mode. How did you feel about the breakthrough with Ted and Nicole? You think that there is actually some type of meat there? Again, I need a whole lot more before I start rooting back into them again. If there was some type of smidges along the way, I just never have seen a couple be so distant. There's no drawing back to each other or nothing. It was just like, okay, I don't know how to really root for them. No, that's not classic soap opera angst. There wasn't any angst. It wasn't nothing. Ted was just sitting over there with his just sitting there. I'm like, ugh, whatever. I enjoyed Ronnie Rose and her comedic touch and just being this. Oh, my life is over because my mama is giving up all of her designer clothes. I enjoyed that part. Um, I just wish, for me, how did we get here that Haley has been this scammer all this time? Danny said it. There wasn't even a twinge. The only thing that we were thinking about is the whole baby situation, which that didn't mean that she was scamming. That could have just been some way to keep Bill close. So it's not, you see what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, okay, oh, I get it, Haley. Oh, I can put all the pieces together on when you did this and when you did that, da 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 da. Because everything's been looking like you're a lunatic as of lately, going over to people's houses, yelling for where's Bill at. I understand playing the role, but you playing on way too thick. I don't know. I just like things to just tell the story. Tell me a story. Just not like, oh, here you go. It don't make any sense. Not to me. But y'all can let me know in the comments. I appreciate everyone for coming. Like, comment, subscribe. Until the next one. Peace.